Hey guys, Gene here from the BSP Wrestling Show, and I just want to talk about this Superstar Shakeup real quick. Give a little bit of my predictions on it. Vince McMahon announced on Monday's Raw that next week on Raw we'd have a Superstar Shakeup. It's time to shake things up a bit. And I'm here to give you guys a little bit of predictions on who I think will be switching shows, who I think will be staying. I don't know how many people will be traded or whatever, or I don't even really know the format of how they're going to be doing this. I'm just going to give a few that I can possibly see switching. So let's talk about who's safe. I feel like there's a few superstars who will be safe in this whole thing. I don't think the cruiserweights are going anywhere, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. That'd be surprising if they put the cruiserweights on Smackdown. I don't see that working out that well. Also, they're teasing champions leaving, but with the storylines going on at the moment, I don't see that happening either. With the women, I can see Charlotte and Dana Brooke going to SmackDown for Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. I can see that happening. I feel like Charlotte has done everything possible on Raw, and it may be time for her to move on. Same with Alexa Bliss on SmackDown. I feel like that could be an even trade because you need those type of heels on each show. They can, bring in that heat for the women's division and even be the champion if you need to go to somebody. These two have proven themselves to be great women's champions. Dana and Mickie James switch because they're not really doing anything right now. Just new faces, new people in the women's division for the women to face on either shows. I feel like that could be somewhere they could go. I also think both women's champions are going to be staying. I think Naomi is going to be possibly facing Charlotte if Charlotte gets traded. Because on Talking Smack, she alluded to wanting to face Charlotte, as to what's next. Because Charlotte is the best. She says Charlotte's the best. She's the champ. And she would love to go toe-to-toe with her to see how she fares against her. So I think that was a little bit of a tease. I feel like her and Naomi could have a very good program. I don't know if they've ever faced off one-on-one. I'm sure they faced off in tag teams, the Team Bad versus Team PCB or whatever the hell it was. But like I said, I feel like they can have a good program. I also could see Sasha and Bayley going at it soon, as they're teasing a Sasha Banks heel turn, so I don't see them switching brands as well. Moving on to the guys, I don't see Brock Lesnar going to SmackDown because he's Brock Lesnar. He's barely going to be on Raw. What point would it be to put him on SmackDown? I don't see why that would make sense. And I don't see Orton going to Raw because if Brock isn't moving, why move Orton? Why take your world champion off of SmackDown? That would make sense. So who moves? I don't know. I got a couple interesting theories, maybe. Let's see. I don't see a lot of people going. I really don't know how they're going to do this or how many, or, whatever. I don't see them shaking up the whole roster. I feel like maybe we could call up a few people from NXT, but at the same time, they're already kind of depleted at the moment. So I don't really know who else could come up. We had a few people come up. We had Oni Lorcan come up, The Revival, Ty Dillinger, Shinsuke Nakamura. We had those people come up, but I don't really know who from NXT unless they bring up some women, but I don't feel like a lot of them are ready. Like Peyton Royce and what's her name? Billie Kay. I feel like they're getting momentum. I feel like they could be great. Just give them some more time in NXT. They're almost ready. Asuka and Ember Moon, they're going to have a nice little program continuing on. So don't bring either one of those ladies up yet. They need them down at NXT. Tag teams, maybe DIY comes up. I don't know. Maybe they're still going after the Authors of Pain. I don't really know what they're doing there. They need to add some more people to NXT quick, fast, and in a hurry. Maybe Hideo Itami comes up. I think he just returned. A lot of people aren't talking about Hideo, so I could possibly see Hideo coming up. Maybe he goes to SmackDown or something like that. That'll be cool. I can see that. He's been injured twice in NXT now. I don't think he's ever going to have a run as NXT champion, so just move him up to the main roster. I don't know how much time he has left, with his body breaking down the way it is. But hopefully he can be great and, he can remain healthy. He's just got the short end of the stick, and I just feel bad for him. But he'd be a great addition to either show. I'm just trying to think of the NXT roster right now. Like I said, I don't really see a lot of people coming up. They teased what's her name, Liv Morgan coming up. I don't think she's ready either. She's still a little bit green. I don't even think Nia Jax was ready. She's, been dominant or whatever, but I didn't even think she was ready to come up to the roster yet. But she's been doing fine, so who knows? Maybe that could work out. Let's see. On the SmackDown side, going to Raw, I can see Miz and Maurice switching. I can see that. I can see American Alpha, maybe Breezango. I feel like there's going to be a lot of unimportant people moving that we really aren't going to care about either way. I can see Kalisto going to the Cruiserweight division. I don't know why he's on SmackDown anyway. Move him over to the Cruiserweights. He'd be great over there. Maybe AJ Styles. AJ Styles said to Shane that he doesn't want to leave SmackDown. SmackDown is the house that he built, and for that reason alone, I could see AJ Styles leaving SmackDown. I could see Raw stealing him away. I think Vince wants a lot more star power on Raw, so I don't want to see AJ go, but I could see WWE making that call and putting him on Monday Night Raw, which he'll be good on Raw, but SmackDown needs him. They really do. The lack of star power over there is just ridiculous, especially with how they're handling their champions right now. We've had 3 WWE champions since Elimination Chamber, and that's their last single pay-per-view, their last brand exclusive pay-per-view, which is Elimination Chamber. So that just lets you know how they're treating their champions at the moment. Let's see. Going to SmackDown. Sami Zayn, number one. He better take his ass to SmackDown Live. I don't want to see him on Raw no more. Raw will not treat him right. Put Sami on SmackDown. In terms of maybe tag teams, Anderson and Gallows, I can see them going to SmackDown. They're a big name tag team. They've been tag team champions. They could possibly go. Maybe somebody like Golden Truth or the Shining Stars might go. Like I said, there's going to be a bunch of irrelevant teams going over. Bo Dallas. I would love to see Bo Dallas go join the Wyatts. I would love to see that happen. He could be great with Bray Wyatt. It could revitalize his career. Many people don't know that Bo Dallas is a former NXT champion. He is. He's a former NXT champion. He was great. He was great in NXT, and they brought him up to the main roster. The Bo Leave thing was getting over a little bit, and even when they put him with the Social Outcast, he was the standout from the Outcast. Yeah, say that 10 times fast. I can see him going to SmackDown. I would love to see him join up with Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family. Like I said, I would keep AJ on SmackDown so that if the club gets traded, they could, join up again. If they're keeping him heel, that could be an obstacle for Shinsuke to get through. Miz and Maurice would be good on Raw. I'd switch Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose, even though Kevin Owens is like a main event guy. And Dean Ambrose, because, Kevin Owens is the U.S. champion, Dean is the IC champion. But I don't see Kevin Owens leaving because he's in the program with Jericho and Dean's in the program with Baron Corbin. But I would switch Dean strictly because of the Shield. The Shield members could be on Raw in case shit gets real and Triple H wants to do this evolution thing. That he could have that backup just in case. Just in case they need a storyline if Brock Lesnar isn't going to be there or something. I mean, you don't have to reform the Shield, but they could come together and, team up to take down something or something like that. I don't know, though. I don't know what they're going to do. Like I said, it's so confusing because I would like the rosters to pretty much stay the way they are. A few moves here and there, a few women to Raw, a few tag teams to SmackDown for the Usos to face. AJ and Shinsuke could be money. Ty Dillinger and Dolph Ziggler could be incredible, an incredible mid-card storyline. Rusev and Lana could replace Miz and Maurice once Rusev comes back from injury. That could be a thing. And Charlotte could help the SmackDown Women's Division. And like I said, Alexa could help out with Raw. I don't know. I don't know which way they're going. I'm interested to see which way they go with this. But only time can tell. So we'll see what happens on Raw. We'll see how they do it. We'll see what superstars switch shows. We'll see what happens when they shake things up.